is union. What we are is family. What we are is brothers and sisters, men and women, black and white, Latinos, Asians, people who have seen too much work subbed out, too many workers locked out, too many strikers fired, too many scabs hired, and it's time we drew the line, because it's our jobs, it's our homes, our kids, our parents, our future, our country, and it is time that we took it back.
This is the backbone of our nation, America's working people. Strong, proud, working in their communities, building their future. Yet every day, at every turn, under attack. These are hard times for younger people just coming into the workforce and for older workers too. There's anger at the loss of economic security, at rising inequality. People are tired of seeing their jobs sent overseas, their pensions and health care, even their homes, under threat. Everything they've worked a lifetime for, ripped away. They're fighting back with a dynamic leader who understands the importance of seizing a moment in time. Nemacolin, Pennsylvania. Hard-working people live here. Coal miners, farmers, teachers, working people who put caring about their families, caring about each other first. These were Rich Trumka's humble beginnings, son and grandson of coal miners, and a miner himself, a fighter who's standing up for working families from coast to coast, a visionary leader with the energy, the strength, the character to lead our movement in these challenging times.
He's from our town and really a good guy. I knew him from a little kid up.
He's a very loving, caring guy. He cares about everybody. No matter what color you are, what nationality you are, what creed, what religion, Rich cares about you.
When I worked in a mine, I got hurt, and the doctor said no more work. I had a hard time getting my union pension. One day we was going to Mass, Rich Trumka was there, and I explained to him my situation, and in 1 week, he sent me a letter saying that I would get my back pay and I'd get a check from that day on.
Every single time that I come back to Nemacolin, it's a spiritual renewal. Because I relive all my friendships. I remember all the things, the fun things I did here. All the things that started in that union hall over there. I remember the people. People that were my mentors. People that were uncommon men that history will never write about, but have just as much affected history as any one of the presidents or generals or anybody else that the headlines get written about.
The people of Nemacolin taught powerful lessons that helped shape Rich's life.
I learned the importance of family values, about how important it is to stick together. When I grew up, we were dirt poor, but if you needed something, if you wanted to build a garage, you didn't have to hire a contractor. Everybody, all your neighbors came out and they helped you build your garage. They didn't ask you for anything. They just did it because it was what they did. And when they needed help, they knew that you would be there for them.
If you needed something to give it to you, he was just a good damn friend, a friend that you could rely on.
Friendship, hard work, and responsibility were the bricks that laid the foundation of Rich Trumka's character.
Rich was always a hard worker, even when he was a football player. He broke his arm, he had a cast on his arm, and never missed practice.
I never missed a practice because it was my responsibility to my teammates. I loved playing football, but I loved my teammates, and we all stuck together, and I didn't want to create a hole. I learned about hard work. I mean, in the mine, in the community, if you hired out to somebody and you said that you'd shovel their sidewalk for a quarter, you shoveled their sidewalk and you didn't cut corners. You did the best job you knew how.
Rich has seen the struggles working people had to go through, the fights their unions had to take on to defend their members. It was a fight he wanted to join.
I was about 12 years old, and my grandfather, we were on his porch, the mines were on strike then, and I asked him point blank, what can I do? to help workers. And he said, look around you. He said, who do you see around you that can help people the most? And I said, well, politicians. And he pretended like he was going to backhand me, no. And I thought a little more, and I said, well, lawyers. He said, absolutely. He said, if you want to really help miners, get yourself a good education, and then come back and help miners all you can.
I was running the shuttle car to coal mine, and the International asked me to come out of the mines and meet with the attorneys working on the lawsuit. I walk in, and there's this young guy sitting there about 25 years old. I was amazed that someone that young had already had experience in the mines for a number of years. I could see in him his deep caring for, at that time, coal miners, and now I know it's all workers.
In 1989, as president of the United Mine Workers, Rich Trumka engineered one of the first corporate campaigns against the Pittston Coal Group to protect health care for pensioners and widows.
We made a commitment to our pensioners, and we thought it was important for us to live up to it. And so we drew a line in the sand and decided that we would not accept anything less than full coverage for them.
He prepared our union for this strike. He made health care the #1 issue in that strike, and we won the strike. Went from the strike to legislation. This is something he looked at and talked about years before that.
We were going to do what was necessary to win so that those pensioners and those widowers, quite frankly, the rest of the labor movement had something to have hope for. It was an anchor that they could reach for, it would stop the slide, and we could start building again.
In 1995, Rich Trumka moved to a national leadership role as Secretary-Treasurer of the AFL-CIO. Right from the start, he took on the powerful corporate elite, continuing to speak out on behalf of all working families. Just last year, he also raised his voice to challenge racism, helping to energize labor support for Barack Obama.
Well, there is no evil that's inflicted more pain and more suffering than racism. We know better than anyone else how racism is used to divide working people.
With his sights set squarely on the future, Rich asked a leadership team to join him that shares his values, traditions, and vision for the future.
The Trumka, Schuler, Holt-Baker leadership team of the AFL-CIO will be building upon a foundation that's been laid by so many others that have come before us.
We stand on their shoulders. Their struggles is what got us to this point in time.
Rich Trumka is one of the most passionate people I've ever met. He cares so deeply about the labor movement that it moves him every day.
We'll be innovative, we'll change, we'll keep the traditions that need to be kept, and we'll move away from those that don't, or we'll modify them so that they're relevant today.
I really admire his devotion to his family, his devotion to his friends.
My relationship with my son it's just incredible. I mean, he's everything to me. It's exactly why we do what we do. It's for him and the millions of other him and hers out there, the next generation.
What you see in Rich, both on the professional side and the personal side, match up because it is truly who he is.
We all learned it in church and in school and everywhere else. Treat people the way you want to be treated, and you never go wrong.
Richard Trumka will never back down when it comes to fighting on behalf of America's workers and their families.
We're that line of defense for every working American out there, every retired American, every disadvantaged American, every American that wants to build the ladder into the middle class. That's where we come in.
With so much on the line for America's workers, the Man From Nemacolin is front and center, set to lead the fight of our lives.
Together, we can make this our moment to build a movement that can turn our country around. Joining together, working together, building together, standing tall, proud, and union together, that's what it's going to take to win in America. That's our fight. I look forward to taking it on with all of you. God bless you for what you do. God bless you for telling the truth. God bless you for looking at power and saying, I won't back down.